Finding love after 50. 7 proven steps to attract your soulmate. When it comes to relationships, you're not a newbie. You may have been married and split up, possibly several times. Maybe you've been with the same person for years. No matter what you've been through, you're now in your 50s and trying to find love. I'm not going to lie, falling in love in your 30s or 40s looks very different from falling in love in your 20s. Because of a divorce or 1 or 2 bad relationships, you have a different view of love now. You're not as naive about what love looks like now. And maybe have a healthy dose of skepticism, which will keep you from getting hurt. You may have built walls around your heart to protect it. You are older, wiser, and better than you were when you were still basically a child. But, you're less flexible. You might find it harder to find a middle ground, especially when it comes to living together, getting married, or even how your house is set up. Why it's better to fall in love in your 50s. It can be magical to fall in love later in life. The good news is that it doesn't have to be harder to find love in your 50s than when you were younger. Just different. And in many ways, finding love later in life is better. First of all, you know what you want. You care less about a man's looks and how much money he makes and more about how he treats people and whether your life goals are the same. You won't settle for a good enough relationship, because if a man isn't giving you what you need, you're fine with being alone. You can wait until you meet the right person. You're more sure of yourself now than you were in your 20s, making you more attractive to men of all ages. You're no longer trying to be what you think a man wants you to be. You are 100% happy with who you are and how you look. If he doesn't like it, you shouldn't be with him. How to meet someone after 50. Some of the tips I give here are the same ones I'd give to women of any age, but others are more relevant to where you are in your life. You've lived longer and loved more people. Use it to your advantage so you don't waste time on the wrong men and can build the relationship you want. 1. Be happy with who you are. I bet this is easy for you already, especially compared to who you were before you had relationships, kids, a career, heartbreak, and everything else that has made you the sexy, confident woman you are today. You know that there is a man out there who will love your quirks, your body, and your personality. Don't worry about a few wrinkles or gray hairs. If he's that shallow, he's not for you. A man in his 50s should also look for a partner based on how well they get along with him, not how good he looks. I've worked with women in every decade of their lives, and one thing I've noticed is that the older they get, the less they care what other people think of them. As they get older, they become more of who they are, which is amazing to see. Make a list of 10 things about yourself that you love. That's your homework. They could be things about your body, your skills, or your personality. You can leave it in the comments below. 2. Get out of what's comfortable for you. When you have a great life, good friends, and hobbies you're good at, it can be hard to get out of your comfort zone to meet a person. But you should know that Mr. Right probably won't come knocking on your door, so you'll have to put in some work to meet him. How can you change your life to give yourself a chance to meet great men? It could start with you making a profile on a dating site or 2. You could sign up for a dance class or go to a workshop about business. With these last 2 ideas, you not only increase your chances of meeting men, but you also improve yourself and learn something new. Win-win. Your homework is to plan to do something this week that makes you feel a little uncomfortable meeting man. You can also look at this source to find out where to meet men. 3. Learn from your previous relationships. You may be able to see patterns in your past relationships, like how you were attracted to emotionally unavailable men or men who needed you to be their mother. Learn from the mistakes you've already made so you don't repeat them. Also, think about the kinds of men you've dated and try to go in the opposite direction and meet new guys. Maybe you've only dated engineers, which hasn't worked out for you. What would it be like to date an artist with a free spirit who also has a job? Look at your problems, too. Maybe you have trouble trusting men because of something bad that happened to you in the past. You might want to talk to a therapist about these things to make sure you're ready for your next relationship and have healed. Your assignment for homework: make a list of the patterns you're ready to break from relationships you've had in the past. 4. Don't expect anything. It might seem strange to say that when you're over 50 and looking for love, you shouldn't have any expectations, but hear me out. You might be ready to fall hard for the next guy you go out with. Know that he might need more time to see how good the relationship could be. Or there might not be any, but you might meet a really good guy. So, when you go out with a guy, just be ready to go wherever it goes. At the very least, you have someone to talk to and something to eat. Or maybe a scary story that will make you laugh with your girlfriends later. You can't control what happens, so just let go and have fun. Your homework is to go on a date you think won't go anywhere, just to get your expectations out of the way. You might find out something new. 5. Don't go on dates like you're 20. What did you date like when you were younger? Maybe every day of the week you went out with a different guy. Maybe the only reason you went on dates was to find the one. Maybe you wore your most revealing clothes so he would think you were hot. You are no longer like that, right? Now, I'm not saying that you should be dull and serious on dates. You don't have to be young to act like a child and have fun. Joke around with him. Flirt. Wear something that makes you feel good and hot. But do it in a way that fits who you are right now. Your homework is to pick out a date outfit that makes you feel good about yourself. Or go buy one so you'll be ready if someone asks you out. 6. Try to stay upbeat. Even if this is your 10th bad date in a row, act like it's your first date so you can have a fresh and positive attitude. A positive attitude can be very attractive to men, and it's also good for your overall outlook on life. On a date, it's normal for both people to talk about their past relationships, but try not to talk badly about your ex or spend too much time talking about each other's pasts. It's too easy to get stuck in a cycle of complaining, which is a terrible way to date. Instead, think about what makes you happy. Find out what he loves to do. Smile? Laugh. Be easy. Your homework is to come up with a list of good things to talk about on a date. 7. Learn how to flirt again. When you're over 50 and looking for love, you might feel like you've forgotten how to flirt, but it's something you'll never forget. As easy as riding a bike. Learn how to flirt with him so he knows you find him attractive. When he talks, lean toward him. When you laugh, give him a light touch on the arm. Ask sassy questions. Smile? It's that simple. Really. Your homework is to flirt with a man you see this week, like the barista at a coffee shop or a server at a restaurant. More practice makes you better. You can find love after 50. It will take some work, and you might have to get out of your comfort zone. If you haven't been on a date in a long time, you might need to work on your confidence. But believe me, you can do it.